Hi.
Welcome to Dim Summary,
Yeah.
where we summarize the last service that we just had
Yeah.
with dim sum.
Yeah.
What a creative name that is.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Ed. Ed Peckham.
Yes. Shout out to Ed for coming up with that brilliant name. I'm Tim. I'm one of the pastors here at Island ECC, and this is the lovely, beautiful Kwan Ip. Yes.
Yes, I lead the women ministry at church. Yeah.
Yeah. The Village, right?
Yep.
Yeah. How's
Yep.
that? How are things? Where are you guys? What's happening at the Village?
Well, we're kind of taking a summer break from
Okay.
the Wednesday meetings and the moms group, but there's still things happening. We're
Yeah.
starting an online alpha for 9 weeks starting next Wednesday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Online alpha. Couldn't be any more convenient than that, right?
Absolutely.
So now there's no
Chill.
excuse.
Yeah, no, it's chill. You go back, grab your dinner,
Right,
click
right.
on, and you're in a
Yes.
small group.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're so glad to be here with you today, and we're going to eat some food while you guys watch us. Maybe get some food along with your, at wherever you are and eat
Yeah,
with us. Eat
yeah.
along with us. What do we have here today, Kwan?
Well, I think well, that's yudan.
Udon. Yeah.
Yes.
Fish balls, right?
Yeah, I'll let you do the Chinese on this. Can you do that?
This is sang tin bao.
Well, very
Is that
good.
right? Sang tin-
Sang tin bao.
Sang tin bao.
Yes.
I'm still working on my tongue.
And then this is the ubiquitous 腸粉.
Oh, that looks so good.
This is the 腸粉.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You guys missed out. You need to come with us and join us for dim sum. Hopefully,
Yeah.
this table can get bigger over the next few months or years or however long it takes.
Yeah.
But Kwan, Pastor Brett mentioned something about. He talked about loving mercy and things that he loves, like tennis. Things that he doesn't love, like snooker, which I love snooker.
I
or
love
snooker,
watching
as
it,
people
yeah.
call it. It's a very peaceful sport, but very
Skilled.
skilled.
Yeah.
It's not a hobby. It's a sport. It's a real thing. I love it. It's
Indeed.
wonderful to watch. But he also mentioned durian, right?
Yes.
As an acquired taste.
Yes.
How long did it take you to acquire the taste of durian? Or have you acquired the
Well,
taste of
I was actually on the online service looking at the chats too, and I was just saying to Pastor Sherman, I think I was born loving durian. I mean, I'm Malaysian. I don't remember a day that I never liked durian.
durian? Really?
Yeah, it was just something that the whole family,
with it.
you're born loving it. Because
Wow.
you're surrounded by it
Yeah.
and you see the people you love loving it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a spiritual lesson there, don't you think?
I
It
think
speaks
so.
to when we're mixing with people who love mercy,
Yeah.
then we will grow to also love mercy. Right?
Let's just wrap up right
Wow.
now. That's perfect.
Wow, that just popped up.
That's wonderful. I think durian is such an interesting food to me that there are like rules and regulations against it in certain places.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're not allowed to open it in some places.
Yeah, buses, public
Right.
places,
Yeah.
hotels,
And,
trains.
I think it's so funny that this fruit is almost outlawed, but yet so many people love. What about that Malaysian dessert that?
Oh, the ABC?
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it ice kacang
Ice kacha.
in Malaysia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice is ice.
Uh-huh.
Kacang is bean.
Bean.
The one that Brett was talking about,
Yeah.
how it's so weird to find bean in your dessert.
Right. Is that a red bean kind of?
Yeah, but now they add all kinds of fancy stuff
Yeah,
in
yeah.
your ice kacang. I mean, even I'm surprised sometimes. I'm like, what is this I'm eating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I'm from in the States, in Louisiana, we have a meal it's just red beans and rice.
Oh.
And it's a Cajun meal with like Cajun spices, and it's amazing. You usually put sausage, like a spiced andouille sausage, and red beans and rice. So
Yeah.
when we moved to Hong Kong and I saw a bunch of red bean desserts, same as Brett, my mind could not grasp how a red bean could be a dessert.
Cold and sweet.
Cold
yeah.
and sweet, but it's phenomenal. So if you're watching from any part of the world that hasn't experienced the red bean desserts, go for
Yeah.
it. I've only had very limited dim sum. So I've had some dim sum not dim sum, sorry, durian. I've had some durian ice cream.
Really? Oh,
Durian
is that
chocolate.
all- Durian chocolate.
Durian
Now that's
mooncakes.
weird to me. Durian mooncakes. Yeah, I can see it
And
working.
there's something about the burn of durian, right? There's like a
Yeah.
little burn that is so cool, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
it-
It's like if you like it, it's great. But it's like a sulfurous
Yeah, yeah,
kind
yeah.
of back of your
Interesting.
throat
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
taste.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Very powerful.
That's what you mean by
experience. So
burn.
if you've never had durian, you have to try it
Yes.
just at least once.
Yes.
Right? Well, Pastor Brett shared this great message, and if you missed it online, you can go back and watch it here very, very soon when we're finished up here. But this idea of loving mercy, and I love how he kind of used this phrase, and he talked a lot about making mercy the object of the love, not an adverb, right? It's
right.
The actual object, to actually love mercy.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to ask you, Kwan, and we can talk a little bit about this. What tangible ways have you either received mercy, experienced mercy, or maybe extended mercy to someone around you? Or
you didn't warn me about this.
Yeah, well, this is one of the reflection questions that I'll give you some time to think. I mean, I think receiving mercy to me is probably one of the most powerful things, and it really helps us to understand what humility is, and it humbles us whenever we receive mercy. I receive mercy from my wife constantly.
I was just thinking of that. I mean, not for you, but like for me and my husband too. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, silly things like, not silly, but I guess it's a little serious, but like if a police officer ever showed you mercy at one time, to know what it's like to be forgiven. That's never happened. Happens to my wife all the time. I don't know how. No. But no, just just seeing mercy around us. Like Hope of the City is one of our beautiful acts of mercy here in the church.
Yeah.
And, Any other thoughts that stand out from you from the message?
Well, you're not at that stage yet, Tim. But when you have adult children, right? Like, I think it also ties in with what Brad said. About being increasingly aware of needing mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we think we don't, but as my children grew up and they became adult, and I became more aware of the places where I'd fallen, as a parent, just being able to talk to them about it and having them go, it's okay, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's mercy, but also God's mercy in kind of, I can see that it could be worse.
Yeah.
But it hasn't because of just God's grace.
Yeah.
Covering us.
Yeah.
So, I think that's one place. And of course, Alex shows me mercy all the time. Thank you.
And vice versa, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. Well,
that's
yes.
one way you've extended mercy to him.
I hope he feels that way.
No, I think it's just such a powerful concept because it doesn't really start with us, right? It starts with God. It starts with how God shows us mercy, and through the act of sacrifice that Jesus made for us, that we can experience that full forgiveness. Sometimes I do think, though, we take that for granted. Mm-hmm. I think that's what's so powerful about something like communion or worship songs or just coming to church on Sunday to renew our minds.
Yeah.
I think that's why Paul wants us to renew our minds, is because we can deviate from that course and begin to think that we don't really need any mercy. Everything's fine. We're doing life, as usual.
Yeah.
But to really dig in each week and to maybe be convicted over some thoughts or some ideas, I think it's important to be reminded of the mercy that we've been shown.
And that's what I was thinking too, it's an ongoing journey, right? And it's the work of the Holy Spirit, I feel. I don't know whether you've experienced it, but there are moments in my life when I suddenly get hit afresh.
Yeah.
Afresh of my need for God's mercy, and we're convicted again, like, I thought my purpose or my intention in certain things was so godly, only to be convicted by the Holy Spirit. Like, it's about you again, Kwan. It's about you again, right? Yeah. And then to be able to go to God time and time again and go, God, I messed up again. Forgive me, and just knowing that there's always fresh mercies every morning, from God.
Yeah.
That's been so precious, and it's like a growing journey of being aware of more mercy in more and more areas, I feel.
Yeah.
That's part of our growth, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really think that forgiveness is probably the most besides love, because love is part of forgiveness, but forgiveness
Yeah.
is one of the most powerful forces in the world. And,
Yeah.
I think when people do some things, of course, they expect a payback, they expect a revenge sort of a thing, but to forgive and to show mercy is so countercultural.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think about, just to kind of put it in pop culture terms, you think about a lot of movies that we tend to watch or gravitate to.
Yeah.
A lot of action movies, for example, are set in the whole theme of revenge, that someone gets hurt and there's eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth kind of a thing. But that's not what we're called to do. We're called to love our enemies. We're called to love those who are unlovable. We're called to forgive, 70 times 7. We're called to just, overtly give this love and this mercy to people around us, which seems so different from what's in our world. But it's a great thing, and I think that when people experience that, they don't really know what to do with it. It's shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's powerful. Like after this message today, I will forever associate durian. With mercy and hesed, the other wonderful word. I've told Brett before, if ever I have a tattoo on me, it's that word, hesed, And as a segue, I that word means so much to me that Alex and I actually went, and how you in Hong Kong you can buy these registration plates, and you give the money and then they give it to charity. We actually got hesed, except that I only had one car.
Oh.
And that car had shalom on it, which is another big word, right?
Yeah.
So we just didn't have another car to put hesed on at that time. So it kind of lapsed.
But you still have it, or
I still have it, but it's lapsed. After a year you have to use it. But it was just money gone to charity. But back to durian, hesed and mercy will forever be associated. With durian for me, because it's an acquired thing, right?
Yeah.
We need to grow into loving mercy, right? Just like some people need to acquire the taste for durian, but it's addictive.
Yeah.
I believe that forgiveness, receiving and giving forgiveness become addictive.
Oh,
Once we receive and we give, we just want to do more and more of that, and then the aroma. So 3 A's. I was just sat there sort of jotting it down.
Oh, great.
The aroma, once we practice mercy, it's that aroma of Christ, right?
Yeah.
It says, and what is that verse, that says the aroma of Christ is a stench to those people who are rejecting the truth of God, right? And a beautiful aroma to those who are on their way towards life, right? So that reminds me of the aroma of durian too. So
I love how we have completely redeemed durian, all people, to be equated with God's mercy.
I know.
Right? Yeah.
So when you see, the season's coming, so when you see durian in all the fruit markets, remember this: it's acquired, it's addictive, and the aroma will go around very powerfully.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's wonderful. I think that sums it up all perfectly.
Yeah.
We had a couple of questions in the chat. We had one asked, you talked about acquired taste. One of my acquired tastes have been olives.
Olives, yes.
Olives. So my wife and I, we were the perfect couple for a long time. I mean, we still are.
Of course.
But we would go out to eat, and if I got a salad that had olives in it, she loved olives, I hated them. So I just give her all my olives. But something happened, like a switch went off, and now I love them, and now we fight over olives. And now we have too many olives at home. Let's see.
For me, it was blue cheese.
Oh, yeah.
I hated it when I first came across it in England. I was like, why would anybody put something so vile in their mouth? Now I can't get enough of it.
Blue cheese, that definitely is an acquired taste.
Yep.
I love blue cheese.
Yeah.
Let's see. Any other thoughts here? Let's see, Mercy. Yeah. Well, we're so thankful that the chat has been active today. And wonderful shouts of praise here. His mercies are new every morning. That's enough to keep us going. That's true.
Yeah.
Shin, love this. I love Jesus, but I still can't handle durian. Sorry.
Come eat durian with me, Shin. I'll introduce you to
we
the
have a
right
durian
species.
party last year? Wasn't it like
we
a durian?
did
Yeah.
with Pastor Albert. You know,
Yeah.
Pastor Albert and I went to the fruit market,
Yeah.
and we just acquired the best, the king of the breeds. You know,
man.
and then, you know, they said they could smell. We did it on the second floor on a midweek with no one there, but they said they could smell it in the lobby.
Yes, on the 8th floor.
You know,
I could smell it on the 8th floor.
could smell it on the 8th floor?
They did this. So we're on the first floor right now. One floor above, they had a durian party, and you could smell it all throughout the building.
it's the air vents.
Not
Aroma
I'm not
of Christ.
exaggerating. So the aroma of mercy spreading across
Yes.
623 with durian. Love it. Awesome.
Yes.
But yeah, keep acquiring the taste of mercy.
Yes.
Which means you
Yes.
have to actually practice it.
Yes.
Experience
So
it.
powerful.
It may be counter to what you necessarily want to do because we can be, have our own desires at odds sometimes with
Yep.
what God is calling us to do. But definitely keep that track going where you are loving mercy and serving and loving people well with great forgiveness. So
Yeah. Great sum up.
yeah, I think we can wrap it up here. I would love to have dim sum with more folks in
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep working out ways to do that. But thanks for joining us on the chat.
Yes.
Great hanging out with you guys. And we'll see you next week.
Good to see you all.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Bye.